Have you ever truly looked into your own eyes and said the words, "I love you"? Not to anyone else, just to the reflection staring back at you. So many of us go through life searching for love, begging for approval, hoping someone will finally tell us we're enough, all the while forgetting that the first person we must fall in love with is ourselves. You see, the relationship you have with yourself is the longest, most intimate relationship you will ever experience. It began before you spoke your first word, and it will continue until your very last breath. Every other relationship is temporary, but the one you have with your own heart, that is eternal. And yet, we often treat ourselves with the least kindness, the least patience, the least compassion. We scold, we criticize, we judge as though harshness could ever heal a wounded soul. But it never does. It only deepens the wound. Healing begins the moment you say to yourself, "I am willing to love and accept myself." I want you to remember something, my dear. You are the only person you will never lose. People may come and go, circumstances may rise and fall, but you, the one breathing, thinking, feeling inside this body, you will always be here. And so the question is not, am I lovable enough for others? The real question is, am I willing to love myself through every version of me? The growing, the learning, the hurting, the healing. That willingness alone opens the door to transformation. Let's begin with what I call the mirror law. It is one of the most important truths you can ever understand. Life is a mirror. Whatever we send out comes back. The world does not punish or reward, it simply reflects. If you speak to yourself with cruelty, the world will echo that vibration. If you treat yourself with gentleness, the world will mirror that too. When you think people don't love you, pause and ask, do I love myself right now? When you feel the world criticizing you, ask, how have I been criticizing myself? Every experience, every look, every word, every emotion reflected to you is a mirror showing you the conversation happening within. Imagine this. If every morning you stand before the mirror and say, "You're not enough," your subconscious hears it, your cells absorb it, and your energy begins to radiate it. Then you go out into the world, and people unconsciously respond to that vibration. But if you begin your day by saying, "You are beautiful, you are doing your best, and I love you," your energy shifts, and life mirrors that love back to you. You begin to attract gentler people, kinder moments, softer days, because the outer world can only reflect what the inner world believes. Now, I know that for many of you, looking in the mirror and saying, "I love you," feels almost impossible at first. You may hear old voices rise up, voices of parents, teachers, partners, society saying, "Who do you think you are?" Or, "You're not good enough." That's okay. Don't fight those voices. Don't silence them. Simply listen and say, "Thank you for showing me what I no longer need to believe." You see, when you begin to love yourself, the first thing that surfaces is everything that blocks love. And that is not failure. That is healing. The resistance you feel is the wound asking to be seen. Now we move into the power of "I love and accept myself." To me, this is one of the most transformative affirmations in the entire world. When we truly love and accept ourselves, everything in life works. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because we stop fighting with it. When you love and accept yourself, you stop pushing against what is. And in that acceptance, peace begins to bloom. Let's say the words together, softly. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Feel how tender that sounds. Say it again, slower. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Notice what happens inside you when you say it. Does your heart open? Or do you feel a little uncomfortable, maybe even sad? Both are signs of healing. The discomfort is simply the part of you that has been waiting for love, maybe for years, maybe for decades, finally being acknowledged. You see, we have been taught to love ourselves only when we improve, when we change, when we lose weight, when we succeed, when we become someone better. But love is not a reward. It's the foundation. You do not wait for perfection to love yourself. You love yourself, and perfection finds its way through that love. The more you repeat, I love and accept myself, the more your subconscious begins to soften. At first, it may argue, no, you don't. But over time, repetition rewires the mind. It replaces self-criticism with compassion, fear with safety, resistance with trust. Every cell in your body responds to your thoughts. Every organ listens to your words. When you say, I love and accept myself, your body relaxes, your immune system strengthens, your mind quiets, your energy expands. You begin to feel lighter, calmer, safer, because your inner child finally feels seen. The parts of you that have been waiting in the shadows come home to love. Now let's talk about why the affirmation includes both love and acceptance. Love without acceptance can still carry resistance. Acceptance without love can still feel cold. But when you bring them together, I love and accept myself, you create wholeness. Acceptance says, this is where I am. Love says, and I am still worthy here. Together, they create the vibration of healing. Maybe you've spent years judging yourself for your past, your choices, your appearance, your mistakes. I want you to know, you did the best you could with the understanding you had at the time. You were learning. You were surviving. You were doing what you knew. And now, with new awareness, you can do differently. But there is no need to punish yourself for not knowing before. Forgive yourself for being human. Forgive yourself for forgetting your worth. When you stand before the mirror tonight, don't rush. Look into your own eyes, not at your skin, not at your flaws, but into your eyes, and say, I love and accept you. Whisper it gently as if speaking to a dear friend. I love and accept you. And if you cry, let the tears come. Those are not tears of weakness. They are tears of release. Every tear washes away an old belief. Every breath opens a new space for light. You may ask, Louise, what if I don't believe it yet? That's okay. You don't need to believe it fully. You just need to be willing. The willingness to love yourself is the doorway to transformation. Say it even if it feels strange. Say it until it feels natural. Say it until one day, without trying, your heart whispers it back to you. The mind learns through repetition. The body heals through gentleness. The soul awakens through love. Each time you affirm, I love and accept myself, you are re-educating your entire being to choose kindness over criticism, softness over shame, presence over punishment. Do you know what happens when you begin to truly love yourself? Everything else begins to shift. The relationships that no longer align fall away. The opportunities that match your worth begin to appear. The voice inside you grows quieter, calmer, kinder. You no longer chase love because you realize you are love. You no longer fear rejection because you are no longer rejecting yourself. When you love and accept yourself, you stop trying to earn your worth because you finally remember that you were born with it. You were born deserving peace, joy, and abundance. You didn't have to prove anything then, and you don't have to prove anything now. All you have to do is remember. So tonight, before you sleep, place your hand over your heart and say these words. I am my own best friend. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Let your body hear it. Let your heart believe it. Let your soul rest in it. These words are not just sounds, they are medicine. They will begin to rebuild the relationship you have with yourself, the one that truly lasts forever. And tomorrow morning, when you look in the mirror, smile just a little, even if it feels awkward, and whisper, you are enough. You have always been enough. You will always be enough. Because the truth is, when you love yourself, life starts to love you back in ways you could never imagine. You are not broken, my dear. You are becoming whole. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are not unlovable. You are learning the language of love. Say it with me one last time, softly, like a promise to your own heart. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. And as you breathe those words, feel them wrap around you like light, warm, gentle, infinite. Let them become your truth. Because the moment you decide to love yourself, the whole universe moves to meet you there. And from that moment on, everything, truly everything, begins to work. You know, my dear, I want to share something very personal with you. Something I discovered many years ago when I first began the journey of truly loving myself. I remember standing in front of my mirror whispering, I love and accept you. And almost instantly a voice inside me answered, no, you don't. It wasn't loud, but it was sharp, full of doubt, full of pain. That voice told me everything I had ever believed about not being enough. It reminded me of every mistake, every rejection, every time I was told I didn't deserve happiness. And in that moment, I realized something that changed my life forever. Those voices weren't my enemies. They were my wounded children, small, scared parts of me that had been waiting for love. You see, when you begin to speak loving words to yourself, the old critical voices rise up not to attack you, but to be healed. They appear because your love has disturbed their long sleep. They've been sitting in the dark corners of your mind, waiting for light. And when you say, I love and accept myself, it's like opening a door. Every hidden fear, every old belief, every buried pain walks through that door to be seen. And that's not failure, that's progress. That's your soul saying it's time to heal. So the next time a thought arises that says, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve this, don't fight it, don't silence it. Just pause, breathe, and say softly, thank you for showing me what is ready to be healed. You might even write the thoughts down, not to believe them, but to release them. Because when you write, you take what's swirling in your mind and place it where you can see it clearly. Then you can choose. You can look at that sentence, I'm not worthy, and ask, is this the truth or is this an old story? The act of recognizing the inner voice is the beginning of transformation. Let's affirm it together, gently, as a promise to yourself. Every negative thought is a doorway to healing. Because it is. Each one is an invitation, not a punishment. Every time you catch yourself thinking something hurtful, you have a choice to believe it or to bless it, to let it define you or to let it go. And the moment you choose love over judgment, the healing begins. You see, awareness is the treasure we often overlook. We think change requires struggle or perfection, but really, change begins with seeing. Awareness is the first step toward change. When you are aware, you no longer move unconsciously through life. You begin to see the patterns, the words you repeat, the stories you carry, the emotions you've ignored. Awareness is the light that makes it impossible for the darkness of guilt and criticism to hide. When you become aware of your thoughts, you no longer need to be afraid of them. You can say, "Ah, I see you. You're just a thought. You're not me." Awareness gives you space, the space to choose again, the space to breathe before reacting, the space to love yourself even when your mind is full of noise. Sometimes I ask people in my workshops to close their eyes and just notice the voice inside. And when they do, they often realize that voice sounds like someone from their past. A parent, a teacher, someone who once spoke unkindly to them. When you realize that, you can smile softly and say, "That's not my voice. That's something I learned and I am free to unlearn it." Let's say this together. I choose loving awareness in every moment. This means you're no longer asleep at the wheel of your life. You are present, you are conscious, you are awake to your own power. And in that awareness, healing happens naturally. You don't have to force it. Awareness itself is the medicine. Now I want to share another truth with you, one that may make you smile. I often compare the mind to a computer. If we feed it with garbage, it gives us garbage back. It's that simple. Your mind is always processing what you give it. If you fill it with fear, worry, criticism, and negative talk, that's what it will echo back to you. But if you feed it with positive thoughts, loving affirmations, uplifting music, kind people, and peaceful surroundings, it will reflect that energy back to you too. Think of your mind as a garden. Every word, every sound, every image is a seed. What you plant is what will grow. You cannot plant thorns and expect roses. You cannot fill your day with self-criticism and expect joy to bloom. The good news is, you can begin planting new seeds at any moment. You can choose what to feed your mind, what to focus on, what to water with your attention. Ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind today? What thoughts am I choosing to repeat? Who am I allowing into my space, both physically and emotionally? The people you surround yourself with, the shows you watch, the words you listen to, they all become part of your mental diet. Be gentle, but be intentional. You deserve nourishing input. When I began changing my own mental diet, I started by removing one negative thought a day and replacing it with an affirmation. For example, when I caught myself thinking, "This will never work," I would pause and say, "Everything is always working out for me." At first it felt strange, but repetition softened the resistance. Over time, my mind began to believe the new voice, the loving one. Say this with me. I nourish my mind with positive thoughts. Feel that. Let it sink in. You are choosing what to feed your consciousness. You are becoming the gardener of your own inner world. And the more loving your thoughts become, the more loving your life will be. Now, my dear, I want to remind you, this journey is not about being perfect. It's not about never having a negative thought again. It's about noticing when those thoughts arise and gently guiding yourself back to love. Awareness gives you power, choice gives you freedom, and compassion gives you healing. You may still hear that inner critic sometimes. That's okay. Instead of pushing it away, place your hand over your heart and whisper, "You are safe. You don't need to protect me anymore." Because that's what the inner critic really is, an old protector, a voice that learned to defend you in a world that once felt unsafe. It's not your enemy. It's a part of you longing to rest. When you meet that part with love, it begins to soften. It begins to trust that love, not fear, can keep you safe now. And when that happens, your entire vibration rises. You begin to feel peace where there used to be tension. You begin to feel clarity where there used to be confusion. So let's take a deep breath together. Inhale peace. Exhale old stories. Inhale awareness. Exhale self-judgment. Inhale love. Exhale release. You are not broken. You are awakening. You are not failing. You are growing. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. And that awareness is pure light. As you move through your day, keep these truths close. When a negative thought arises, bless it and let it go. When awareness dawns, thank it for showing you your power. When you choose what to feed your mind, choose kindness every time. And whenever you forget, return to these affirmations, not as rules, but as reminders of who you truly are. Every negative thought is a doorway to healing. I choose loving awareness in every moment. I nourish my mind with positive thoughts. Let them live in you like quiet prayers. Let them whisper in your heart when life feels heavy. Let them become the gentle rhythm of your thoughts. Because the truth is, my dear, healing doesn't come from forcing yourself to be different. It comes from finally loving yourself as you are, moment by moment, thought by thought, breath by breath. And as you keep doing this, one day you'll notice the inner critic has grown quiet. The thoughts that once hurt now feel like old friends who have gone to sleep. The voice inside you becomes calm, loving, wise. And that's when you'll realize the love you were searching for was never outside you. It was here all along, waiting for you to listen. And so, my dear, as we've walked together through awareness and compassion, we now arrive at the heart of it all, the true path to healing. You see, after all the affirmations, after all the lessons, after all the years of searching, there is only one answer that remains, and it is so simple, so gentle, that many people overlook it. The solution to every problem, no matter how large, no matter how complicated, is to love yourself. Love is the great miracle cure. It is not poetic talk, it is a law of life. When you begin to truly love and accept yourself, miracles happen naturally. Your body hears the language of love. Your mind softens. Your cells respond. Your heart expands. Your life begins to align itself with that vibration. I have seen people heal their bodies, mend relationships, attract abundance, and dissolve years of pain, not through struggle, not through force, but through love. Because love changes the frequency of everything it touches. Fear tightens, love relaxes. Fear closes, love opens. Fear divides, love unites. And when you choose love, again and again, in the face of pain, in the face of old patterns, the universe rushes in to meet you halfway. So let's affirm it together, softly but with conviction. Love flows through every part of my being, healing me now. Feel those words. Feel them move through your breath, through your heart, through your entire body. Let them sink into the deepest parts of you that have been waiting for this love for a very long time. This is the essence of healing, not fighting what is broken, but loving it back into wholeness. You cannot hate yourself into health. You cannot shame yourself into growth, but you can love yourself into freedom. Now, part of learning to love yourself means letting go of what has never served you. And one of the heaviest burdens we carry is criticism. Stop all criticism. Criticism never changes a thing. I used to believe that if I was hard on myself, I would somehow become better. I thought criticism was discipline, that judgment was responsibility. But what I found is that criticism doesn't create growth. It creates guilt, and guilt freezes us. Every time we criticize ourselves, we are reinforcing the belief that we are wrong, broken, or unworthy. But every time we choose love instead, we are saying, I am enough, and I am willing to learn with kindness. Criticism is like a constant rain of harsh words that erodes self-trust. It doesn't make us stronger, it makes us fearful. But love is sunlight. It nurtures, it softens, it helps what is good within us grow. So today, my dear, release the need to criticize yourself or anyone else. You don't need to fix anyone. You don't need to condemn yourself for being human. The moment you stop criticizing, you create space. Space for peace, for acceptance, for self-compassion. Let's say it gently, as a declaration of peace. I release the need to criticize myself or others. Each time you say that, you are laying down a heavy stone. You are freeing your heart from judgment. You are choosing to be your own ally, not your enemy. And when you stop criticizing, you make room for something even more powerful, forgiveness. To forgive is to set yourself free. Forgiveness does not mean you condone what happened. It means you will no longer let it define your present. It means you value your peace more than your pain. When you forgive, you are not excusing someone's behavior. You are releasing your attachment to the wound. You are saying, I will not carry this hurt another day. Sometimes forgiveness feels impossible, especially when the pain runs deep. But you can begin with the willingness to forgive. Just the willingness. Say softly, I am willing to forgive. That's enough to open the door. Forgiveness is not an event. It's a process, a gentle unwrapping of old pain until it no longer holds you. When you say, I forgive and set myself free, I am at peace, you are giving your soul permission to breathe again. Remember, my dear, holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and hoping someone else will hurt. The only person it poisons is you. But when you let go, when you say, I forgive, your heart becomes lighter, your body feels freer, your mind becomes clearer, and in that freedom, love can flow again. Forgiveness is the final act of self-love, so say it with me. I forgive and set myself free. I am at peace. Feel how the words soften your chest. Feel how your breath deepens. That is love restoring balance. That is grace returning home. Now I want you to imagine what it would feel like to live each day from this place of love, not as a theory, not as an idea, but as a daily practice. That's why I encourage you to create your own rituals of self-love. Because self-love, like any beautiful relationship, grows with attention. It blossoms through practice. In the morning, as soon as you wake, before the world rushes in, go to your mirror, look into your own eyes and say, Good morning, I love you. What can I do for you today? This is not vanity. This is care. You are beginning your day with a conversation of kindness. You are teaching your mind that your love matters. At noon, when you are busy, when things don't go as planned, when your mind starts to race, place your hand over your heart and whisper, I am doing my best. Because you are. You are trying, learning, growing, and that's enough. You don't need to get everything right. You just need to keep showing up with love. And at night, before you fall asleep, thank your body for carrying you. Thank it for breathing, for digesting, for moving, for keeping you alive. Say softly, thank you, body, for serving me today. This small act of gratitude tells your entire being, you are appreciated. It allows your body to rest in peace instead of tension. These are small moments, but they are powerful. They are moments where you stop abandoning yourself and start returning home. Let's affirm it now. I am gentle, kind, and loving toward myself at all times. Let those words become your heartbeat. Let them guide the way you think, the way you speak, the way you live. Because when you love yourself, everything around you begins to change. You attract people who reflect that same love. You make choices that honor your well-being. You set boundaries that protect your peace. You stop trying to prove and start allowing yourself to be. And this leads us to the final truth: living from love. When you love yourself, you love life. When you love life, life loves you back. You've been criticizing yourself for years, and it hasn't worked. Try loving yourself and see what happens. Love is not selfish. It is sacred. It is the foundation of peace, the core of joy, the essence of freedom. Living from love means you no longer react from fear. You respond from wisdom. You don't chase validation. You create connection. You don't resist life. You trust it. You begin to feel held, guided, supported by something greater, by life itself. Because you are life. You are the expression of love in human form. Say it softly with me as a prayer of remembrance. I am safe in the love of my own heart. I trust life to take care of me. All is well in my world. Breathe in those words. Let them anchor you. When you trust life, you stop fighting what is. You begin to flow with it. When you feel safe in your own heart, you stop looking for safety elsewhere. And when you believe all is well, you begin to see evidence of that truth everywhere, in the sunrise, in a smile, in a quiet moment of peace. Living from love doesn't mean everything becomes perfect. It means everything becomes possible. You start to walk through life with open eyes and an open heart. You find beauty where others see chaos. You find grace where others see endings. Because love teaches you to see differently, to see with compassion, to see with understanding, to see with faith. My dear, love yourself enough to rest, to forgive, to grow, to begin again. Love yourself enough to stop being at war with your reflection. Love yourself enough to let go of stories that no longer serve you. You are not broken. You are blooming. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are not unloved. You are the love the world has been waiting for. And as you keep loving yourself, your entire vibration changes. Your body feels lighter. Your relationships become softer. Your path becomes clearer. Love begins to flow through every part of your being, healing you now. So as we close this journey, take one deep, loving breath. Inhale peace. Exhale gratitude. Whisper to yourself one last time, I am safe in the love of my own heart. I trust life to take care of me. All is well in my world. And let that truth settle gently in your soul. Because it is true, my dear. It has always been true. And now, you finally believe it.